What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are great. So just to run down today's video, I'm actually going to be testing out a MIDI pack called NIKOS MIDI pack, and I kind of want to see if it's a scam because like I see a ton of ads everywhere.
You want a beautiful melody? I got you.
Let's see if it's something that I would actually use. I'm not saying it is a scam. I just want to test it out, see if it's worth it.
Also, sir, have you heard about our Premium Plus World Service Gold package?
No, I don't want a premium package!
So we're gonna make a beat with that, and then the question that I get asked most often, how to mix and how to master. How do you mix a beat? How do you master a beat? How do you get a beat ready to be sold to artists? So yeah, there should be a lot of tips in this video. It should be a dope beat. I haven't made it yet, but let's get into that. Let's go. It is an amazing day outside. These windows are like the biggest blessing of all time. They just make this room so peaceful to be in. Blessed, unbelievably blessed. Okay, so NIKOS MIDI pack. I want to start with that. I like see an ad for it every day, which isn't a bad thing. So I was like, let me test it out. Let me see if it's worth it. Let me see if it's worth it for you guys. So right now it looks like it's separated by key. Oh wow, there's even, okay. I actually have not looked into this yet. So emotional, pop, EDM, R&B. This is one key, right? We pick from a key, and then we pick from whether we wanted chords, melodies, or bonuses, or more melodies. And then we picked a genre, and then inside of this, there's all these chords. So this is like gigabytes of MIDI files. Okay, so I actually ended up pulling from these dark chords. It's called like dark hip hop and dark trap. I think like a nice guitar melody over that will sound really good. Sometimes I can never resist to play this. All right, that sounded pretty good. All right, finally we got a guitar melody, okay. So like, obviously those chords inspired that melody. So NIKOS MIDI pack, passing the test as of now. Honestly, guys, I'm gonna add an 808, and that'll probably be the last thing that I add to this beat. Super simple, right? Gives room for the artist, especially if you're making like hip hop and trap. You want to leave room for an artist to get on it. If you have so many things going on, you have like so many different melodies and artists, it's hard for them to rap over that. So I try to keep things extremely simple, and then that's also easier to mix, which is nice. I like that 808 pattern. All right, let's bring these down an octave now. A couple octaves, actually. I don't think I want that in there. Okay, so basically what you guys saw me doing before, like editing this guitar to make it sound good, which took forever, but it was worth it to make it sound right. That's all a part of mixing. Like mixing isn't just like all turning knobs and stuff. A lot of it is like editing. So first thing I'm gonna do is get some levels in. So with leveling, I usually go to a part where everything's there, right? All the instruments are there. I'll highlight everything, take it down to 0, right? So now what I'll bring up first is my kick. And I'll have this kick hitting, we want it barely touching the yellow, about -11. All right, next up we'll have this snare that we played. These are the two elements that you want to stand out the most. Drums are most important in hip hop. Too loud. So now I'm trying to bring in something that will be relative to that kick and snare. So I'll probably bring in our chords because I want to really be able to hear where those chords are in relation to those kick and snare, to that kick and snare. So not too loud, right? Good, right? So we can hear like that kick is still coming through, that snare isn't coming through. We're not all the way up here like this, where the kick and snare aren't hitting. Bring it down. Maybe bring in the hi-hats next. Something I like to do with my hi-hats is, I forget where I learned this tip, but I put some delay, sample delay, stereo, and I move this left knob right up below or at 90, and it kind of makes them wider. Just a different feel, something little you can do. It's a nice little mixing tip. You don't have to do it every time, but something I like to do. And understand something, like there's not a specific number for every single track, every single time. Every mix is different. If you have more stuff, you might have to bring other things down and pan other things. This is a basic hip hop beat that I want to show you guys how to mix, but there's not a specific number every time, right? I don't know what number or what dB my hi-hats are at every time because it's different, right? So as you can see, we're not peaking down here, right? We're hitting about -7. Now I'll probably bring in my guitars. So let's bring up this first guitar. So what effects do I have on this guitar? I use the same effects usually most of the time. I use this virtual mix rack by Slate Digital, and I just add, some guitar presets basically. I like this wider plugin. I think this is really cool. It makes sounds wider. It's free by Infected Mushrooms. And then I use the round plugin, my favorite reverb. I wanted this guitar to be like spacious, so yeah. Now we bring in the 808. And we want our final mix to be hitting at -6 dB. All right, maybe we bring our melody down just a little more. So I'm gonna take all these and bring them down. I really like drums to be like hitting. You're always gonna be able to hear a melody. You can see we're peaking here at about -6, so this is perfect. I do want to say the title of this video was like, is NIKOS pack a scam? No, it is not. You have every key, okay? Every key that you can possibly play in. Then you have melodies, more melodies, chords, and bonuses. Then you go into each of those and there's more packs. Then you go into each of those and there's tons of MIDI files. There might be like, I don't know, there might be 1,000 MIDI files in here. I think this is a great tool. Like, I really do think these are great tools. I think MIDI packs like this, especially NIKOS, probably the best one I've had so far, insane. All right, so here's our beat. And what we want to look at is over here. So I have my like Beatmaster already set up, but I want to walk through each of these plugins. So the glue compressor. This is a great compressor. It comes with Ableton, but I personally bought it. So with this, I use a preset. I use the mastering preset. It's called the glue. I might bring up the threshold a little bit, but usually when I'm mastering, I take my loudest point again, right? And so let's listen to the difference here with nothing on it. So this beat right now sounds pretty good, right? With just a mix. Really with mastering, all we're doing is to get some loudness. So I'm gonna use this plugin, the glue compressor, right? I told you I use a preset for it. Let's hear it. Basically what this is doing is just adding a little bit of compression, gluing stuff together. So that sounds really good. Next, I put a little bit of OTT What OTT does is gives things a little more punch. I put it at like 15%. Next up, my favorite part about mastering is the Ozone 9 Imager. So this is a jam-packed plugin. There's probably a million things you can do with this, but what I use it for is I have these separated things right here. As you can hear, my low end is, its bandwidth is down to minus 100. So it is in mono, basically. You can see the, I don't even know what you call this thing, but it is right up the middle. That's where everything's hitting, because you want your kick to be pounding through, right? That's what you want. You're kicking your 808, you want to have come through the middle. Next up, this part right here is basically just kind of like not too far spread out, but not too in the middle. So it's like right in the middle. That's kind of like our mids. And then a little bit higher, I have spread out to 11. And then a little bit higher than that, we have 20. So like the higher stuff is spread, but the kick and everything is in the middle. So yeah, that's the Ozone 9 Imager at a quick glance. And then the last thing I put for a beat is really just a limiter. And this is what's going to give us our loudness. You want a little bit of gain reduction. And I think that sounds good. So now our beat is loud. It sounds good. It was mixed good. But yeah. So you would probably send this, the final mix, and then the stems all to an artist if you were going to sell it to them. That way they have everything they might need if they're going to send it to an engineer, if they just need the instrumental to record over, or if they actually want to put vocals on themselves and have like the mixed down track. All right, so that is the end of the video. I tried to dive into as much with mixing and mastering as I could. Hopefully that helped you guys a little bit. It's hard to like explain mixing because there's no one way to mix every beat, right? So you just kind of have to try different things. You'll get better at it. You'll know what sounds good. Listening to a lot of music and trying to replicate some like professional tracks really helped me with my mixing. And then mastering is just getting that loudness. There's some plugins that can help with that. I want to shout out NIKOS MIDI pack. Honestly, guys, really was like way worth it. You guys saw all those packs, like unbelievable how many actual MIDI files are in there that you could use for maybe the rest of your music career. Every chord, progression, anything you could ever need. So definitely not a scam, definitely something I would pick up. I'll put the link in the description, honestly. Unbelievable. Help me make this beat today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.